Who encourages you at work? I've had many people encourage me along the way, but one that stands out was not someone I saw every day on the trading floor, but just off it. Ms. Barbara cleaned the kitchen and break room areas on the 10 floors that our company occupied. Most days when I was getting ice or warming something up, there she was, calling me by name and giving me a smile. She would ask how my kids were doing or what was going on in my life. She could usually sense it if I was having a tough day, and she'd let me know that she would pray for me. When I asked about her, she would tell me a few things that were going on, but every time she ended with the same statement: but I am blessed. So, what about you? Are you an encourager? Could you stand to grow in this area? The word encourage comes from an old French word, encourager, en meaning to put in, and courage meaning courage. It literally means to put courage into someone, to give someone heart. Now, some people are naturally encouraging, others must work at it. Either way, it's a needed trait to be a healthy team member. I have a friend who laughs and says that he has the gift of discouragement. Make sure that's not you, especially if you're a leader. Encouragement isn't just about caring for people. It's about helping people feel cared for. Now, what made Ms. Barbara such a great encourager? I've come up with 4 things. Number 1, she saw me. She used my name. Use people's names. It's their favorite word. Number 2, she remembered important details to ask me about. Make a note about the details of your team members' lives to ask about in the future. Number 3, she was positive and laughed easily. Enjoy your people. And number 4, even when she got onto me, sometimes she'd say, now don't be messing up my kitchen, but she kept smiling. Even a correction can be kept light. Now, here's a challenging leadership exercise. Pick a few trusted stakeholders out and ask them this question. After a typical interaction with me, do you generally feel more deflated or uplifted? The answer may tell you more about your leadership than any performance review. Now, one thing about being around Ms. Barbara, we always felt better walking away than we had when we walked up. Until one day. I noticed she seemed a little flat and moving slow. When I asked, she said she was just tired. When she was the same way the next day, I asked, and she said confidentially, I've just been diagnosed with inoperable cancer. I was devastated, and I knew everybody else would be as well. The next morning, I asked if she'd be open to having a gathering in the conference room that afternoon for some of us to pray for her. She seemed touched and agreed. That afternoon, over 40 people from our floor squeezed into a conference room and surrounded Ms. Barbara while several of us prayed for her, attempting to put courage into her and give her heart. It was one of the most special moments in my 30 years with the company. Unfortunately, Ms. Barbara had to stop working soon afterwards and passed away a few weeks later. She lost the battle, but she won the war because she took a position that could easily have just stayed in the background and turned it into her platform. Ms. Barbara never held a leadership title, never managed a department, and didn't even have an office. Yet on the list of impactful coworkers, she's at the top for how she touched me and literally hundreds of others throughout my company, leaving a legacy of encouragement. That's what encouragement does. Long after the accomplishments are forgotten, people remember how you made them feel. So, what kind of legacy are you actively building right now? And I'm curious, who has been the most encouraging person in your career? Feel free to comment below.